Do you have a small business, but you are totally intimidated by AI? You have no idea how to incorporate it into your small business or your classroom as a teacher or your workflow as a student? Well, I've got some great information for you. We're going to run through a recent workshop that I put together, and we're going to see if we can elevate your potential with AI. Are you ready? Let's go. I get that AI can be intimidating, but it is changing so rapidly. When I first was scheduled to do this workshop, I thought I had in my head what it was going to be like and what it was going to be about. And then, well, you guessed it. It's changed so many times in the last 6 to 8 weeks because of new things that have come out and cool new things that you can do with your business in a classroom, in school, that I had to make some edits. So this is where we're landing today, but by the time you watch this, there's probably been a whole bunch more added to it and changed. But I want to get started with this workshop. All right, we are going to talk about our Elevate Your Potential with AI. This particular image was produced with AI. I used an AI image generator. It is very, very cool. You see all the different ways which we interact with AI every day, potentially. And pretty cool image, so it can generate images for you. That is amazing. All right, I am Janet Hearn. I am the co-founder of Future Ready Consulting. That is my email address and my website. We are here to support small businesses. I have been in higher education for over 30 years and ran a department that produced online learning for our students. So I built that with my co-founder from 2 people to over 20 and a budget of over $3 million. So I have built organizations so we know how to scale, and we can help you scale and move your business forward, and we know how to be efficient, and AI is a component of being efficient. Today we're going to talk about what is AI anyhow, how to be responsible with AI, how to use it in small business, but you can apply this to the classroom either as a teacher or a student or any part of your life. You don't just have to be a small business. We are going to talk about our prompt tips and our tool demos, and then we're going to wrap it all up. So I want to get through this fairly quickly because I've got some great demos to show you. All right, so let's take a look. What is AI anyway? It's everywhere in our lives. Sometimes we don't even know it's there. It's in our streaming services, in our routines, content suggestions when we're looking at videos or social media. There's ads that are suggested for us using AI. And then all of your smart streaming services, suggestions via AI. And you too can leverage AI. So you can automate your marketing tasks and boost efficiencies in just about everything you do. You can overcome what I call blank page syndrome, and that is where you're staring at a page and staring at a page and staring at a page, and you just can't get past that blank page. AI can help you get an outline started, get a brainstorm set of ideas started, and move you through a project much, much faster. You can provide 24/7 customer support through chatbots, or you can have a 24/7 tutor through chatbots that'll help you with your schoolwork. You can harness data-driven insights so that you can make better decisions with sales, operations, finances, and schoolwork. So AI can provide all of these things, and why not leverage it? Knowledge is power. The more we understand, the better we can be. All right, so there is 2 types. There are 2 types of AI we can talk about. We can talk about analytical AI, which is an analysis of data that's out there, lots and lots of data, and it looks for patterns and synthesis and matches, and it can really organize a lot of data. So if you have a lot of numerical data, financial data, data from your social media posts, data from your YouTube posting, If you have a lot of written material out there and you don't want to have to read 20 articles and synthesize all that, that used to take days and hours and weeks to do. You can now load them into various tools and have the AI look for those patterns, pull out the main ideas of the things that you are interested in, and save you a ton of time. Generative AI, it generates new things from all of that data and material that is ingested. So for example, generating new written material, generating new audio material in the form of songs or voiceovers, generating new videos. All of that can be done with AI, and these are new things being created by AI. Pretty cool. So we're going to talk about both types as we move through this presentation. All right, let's keep going. Okay, in order to use AI, we need to use it responsibly. I just took this great class from Torrance Learning, and it's called the Why Is It AI Driver's Permit for AI. This is the framework that they have developed in order to be responsible with AI. I highly recommend it. I'm going to have a link in the description below as well as a QR code coming up. So the AI framework is simply this: Wise at AI. Wisdom. Apply sound judgment as you start to use AI, how you use AI, and where you use AI. Be inclusive. AI can be biased. Biased data in will get you biased results out. So don't input biased data. And if you don't know the data source, then you need to evaluate the output to see if there's bias that is in there. You can also have the AI figure out if they have some bias in their result. That's pretty cool. Security, you got to protect your AI systems. You have to protect the data that you're putting in, especially if it's an AI that can be used publicly. If it's a closed AI system that you can use within your own closed systems, you just have to make sure your systems are secure. You have to be accountable. So you have to define responsibilities, who is doing what with AI, where are they doing it, how are they doing it, because there has to be accountability with the use of such a strong tool. And you have to provide transparency. You have to let people know that AI is making some decisions or producing some content. So we already have a clause in our proposals that say we may be using AI in the course of doing work. I've already told you this presentation was developed with the help of AI. So it's good to let people know when you've used AI or that you might use AI so that they are at least aware. So I highly suggest you check out this class from Torrance Learning. Here is the QR code to get on the list, as well as the link in the description below. All right, here's some examples how you can use AI in your small business for your website. How many times have we looked at a blank page website because we can't decide on the copy? You can use AI to help you develop your copy for your website. You can use AI to train chatbots to give people assistance on your website or for your services. You can use it for SEO, search engine optimization, and if you don't know what that is and you're not sure how to even go about that, AI can help you with that. And you can use it to analyze data. So if you have data from your social media or you have data from your website, Google has done a lot, Google Analytics, to help you analyze your data with AI, but you can also use AI to look at that data for you. It can help you in your operations every single day. You can use it to do promo copy and pitches for a pitch deck or for promotional copy on a flyer or on your website. You can use it as a way to write better product descriptions. You can use it for budgeting and expense tracking. You can use it for risk assessment. If you have a project you want to move forward with, have AI evaluate the risk of that project. It's like having another person that you can brainstorm and look at different decisions you're about to make. Now, do they know everything you know and have all the experience you do? Absolutely not. It's another tool, another thing you can use. You can use it in project planning. People have planned similar projects for years. Don't reinvent the wheel. If you're planning a project, say a social media calendar or a project that takes steps, have AI produce the initial steps or outline for you, and then you fill in the pieces and parts from your experience, your knowledge, and that is pertinent to your organization. But don't stare at that blank page. Get some help. Social media marketing. This is great for idea generation. You can brainstorm back and forth with an AI tool to get good ideas for your social media marketing. You can use it for calendar planning. You can use it to write scripts for videos. I do that sometimes. Today I did not, but sometimes I do that. And oftentimes I just have it outline my script and then I fill in with my expertise, but at least it gives me an outline I can follow so I don't forget anything. You can use it to help you develop titles and keywords for videos and social media posts and email campaigns. How many people get stuck writing email communication flows after a sale for a cart that's abandoned? And you again look at a blank page. AI can help you write those things. Let me take just a quick moment to talk about AI and whether you should or shouldn't use it in your everyday. There are some people that are afraid of AI. There were people that didn't like power tools in woodworking. People said we have to build it with a screwdriver and a hammer and a handsaw, and there are still people that do that. And now people do it that way to show their talent and their skill. But if you need to produce a bunch of tables quickly, nice looking wooden tables, you're going to need power tools. It is going to cut your production time way down, and you're going to be able to sell more and get more money per your unit of time. It just makes sense to use those power tools. This is the same idea. You have AI. It's a power tool to help you do some of the tasks in your business more quickly. Do you need to read the instructions so that you use it safely? Absolutely. That's why you take courses like this, or you take a course about AI so that you can use those tools safely and efficiently. Just like a power tool, you don't just hand a power tool to somebody that's never used it and say, well, good luck with that. You want to use it in a good, wise way and in the correct way. You don't want to use a hammer to saw a board. You don't want to use a power drill to saw a board. You want to use a jigsaw. So you have to know the tools. You have to understand AI and the limitations. But it's okay to use a power tool like AI to be more productive and more efficient, in my opinion. All right, let's get back to it. So the big thing that makes AI more powerful is prompt engineering. There's actually fields now called prompt engineering. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can build better prompts. So let's start with what is a prompt and what are the parts of a prompt. The prompt is the question or the thing you ask the AI tool to do. So for example, if you want to create a social media calendar, you can just say, create a social media calendar. But you're going to get a social media calendar that may have nothing to do with your business and may not have the goals in mind that you have for your social media. That's why you need to have context. So it needs to know what business it's doing it for, what type of business, who are the people you're targeting. You have to have goals. Is it to get more website traffic? Is it to get more sales? Is it to build a relationship with your audience? You have to know all of that. You can target your audience, and a spelling error. Nice. Target your audience and describe the use for the prompt so that your AI comes out with the best results. You can tell it what tone you want, friendly tone, professional tone, funny tone, jovial tone. You can tell it whatever tone you want. Same way with images or voiceovers, things like that. And you want to tell it the output type. Do you want a table? Do you want some code? Do you want an audio file? Do you want a picture? What kind of output do you want? Do you want a poem, or do you want paragraphs, or do you want a summary? And give it guidelines. Is there a certain number of words you can use or count? Is there a character count? So giving a prompt that has all these different things in it gets you better and better results. Okay? Iterate. Don't just try one time to put in your prompt and take that answer and run. It's like you have a coworker and you say, hey, could you write me a script for this video? And they come back and you're like, oh, you skipped a couple pieces that I'd really like to see in this, or I didn't tell you about. Could you add this? And then they come back and you're like, it sounds so kind of monotone. Could you pep it up a little and change the tone of the script? So it's feedback with a coworker or somebody you're working with. It's just the same with an AI tool. You iterate and give it additional information. Ask it to change pieces and parts. The cool part is, though, this coworker isn't going to be pissed off that you keep sending it back for more. That is amazing. So you iterate, and then you can have it evaluate the results. So if you get the result you want, blog post, social media calendar, you can say, hey, now evaluate this social media calendar for bias, or evaluate this social media calendar for the goals that I set, and it will then evaluate itself. How many coworkers do that? It will accurately evaluate itself and say, you know what, you're missing this piece, or you're missing that piece, or I think it's too often, or I think it's not enough, based on its experience and its knowledge. So you do want to be sure that you have it evaluate itself. And then once you have the prompt nailed and it outputs exactly what you want, save the prompt. Copy the prompt, or ask it to now produce a prompt that will get the final answer that you like the best. And it will then send you the prompt, or have the prompt, copy it and paste it in whatever you're doing. So if you got 1 month social media calendar and you love what the AI has suggested, then ask it to give you that prompt, put it in a document or somewhere so that you can go there next month, grab that prompt, and put it in for the next month. A lot of people skip this step. Save your prompts. And then there's training. The more you train your AI, and I'll show you some ways now that are even better to train your AI chatbot, or to train your GPT or your gem. Training helps give examples, and you can put examples in the prompt as well. But if it knows your brand voice, if it knows the kind of words you like to use, you can show it examples. And then if you're using something that will hold that training, then next time you go do something with that GPT or gem, it will hold that training and you won't have to tell it that again. But examples have always been good for students to learn, and it's very good for GPTs or gems to learn as well. So highly recommend. There are some amazing AI tools out there, and then there's some not so amazing AI tools out there. What do I look for in an AI tool? First of all, free is great. But second of all, does it add value to Gemini or ChatGPT that wasn't there without the tool? If I can go into one of those things and ask it prompts and get what I want out, I don't need to pay or find a tool that layers on top of that and does the same thing for me. So I recommend that you really try to think about the tools that you use and see if you could do it without the tool if necessary. So here's some of my favorites. I have a lot, but these are my top ones. First of all, AIMind.so. AIMind.so will help you create prompts for AI platforms. It's not the result, it is the prompt. So many people write one sentence prompts or even just a couple of words, and then AIMind will craft the perfect response or the perfect prompt to use with your AI tool. I'll demo that in just a second. Then we have NotebookLM.google.com, which is a closed system and only uses the resources you give it. And I'm going to show you that as well. You can put in PDFs, texts, emails, website addresses, and you feed it essentially the data you want it to use moving forward. I love this tool for a research tool, so I can feed it information about the topic I'm interested in. Trusted resources, so it doesn't go out to the internet and look for other resources. It doesn't hallucinate generally, and it's a closed system. I use this a lot. Students, if you're a student, have a notebook for each class. Put all the information in from your professors, and you can use this to give you quizzes, to ask you questions, to explain certain concepts to you. It can be your class tutor. Businesses, put in information about your business and then have it output the different pieces and parts you need or get you started with. If I'm doing a YouTube video about a certain topic, I put lots of resources that I have vetted in and then have it write a script or an outline for me. I did it when I created this presentation. I put lots of AI sources that I've collected over time and that I trust, and I put them all in a notebook and then had it help me write some of the pieces and parts for this presentation. I'll demo that. It's super stinking cool. I did a video recently on brisk tools for teachers, but you're thinking, I'm not a teacher, I own a small business. Well, guess what? You do presentations, you do activities, you do workshops, you plan things. Check out this free tool, and you can use it to create lesson plans for your workshops, create a presentation for you, create activities for a workshop, and if you send it to all the teachers of your children, your teachers for your children are going to love you forever. Let me just tell you that. So check out my other video about this tool, but if I have time, I'll go ahead and demo this as well. And then Harpa.ai, it's an extension in Chrome for task automation. It's pretty cool because it can be page aware so that it can look at different pages you're on and summarize the page. If you're on a big long website and you're like, just give me the summary, it can do that for you. It's page aware. It does have token limits, so you do have to pay if you want higher token limits. But right now, Brisk Tools, NotebookLM, and AIMind are all free tools. Harpa.ai is fairly inexpensive. And then, of course, you can pay for the upgraded version of ChatGPT or the upgraded version of Gemini. Both are about $20 a month. Think about paying someone to write copy for you. Think about paying someone to do a social media schedule for you. All right, way more than $20 a month. If you don't hire anyone and you don't get another tool, I would pay for one of those two, whichever one you enjoy more. Check them both out in the free version. But I would pay for one of those things so that you have essentially a coworker now that can do these tasks for you or get you started at least and evaluate data for you without having to pay an employee. Pretty cool. All right, so thanks for watching this slide deck, but I'm going to do some demos. So how do we use AI to make ourselves future ready? We use it in a lot of our different work, and I'm going to show you some of it right now. I've got a QR code on here to our product site. If you need a business plan, if you need a cover letter and resume, if you need a business coach, if you need different things that we provide, you can purchase them at that QR code. And I'm going to extend a little discount to my YouTube world. It's Elevate20. If you use the coupon Elevate20, you'll get 20% off. Thanks for watching this video, but don't leave. I got some demos to show you. You can use it once, so choose wisely, and I hope you'll check out some of the things that we can do for you and your small business. Let's look at a couple demos. All right, here's just an example of how you can use NotebookLM. Here it is, NotebookLM.google.com. It's experimental as it says, but I love it. I use it a ton. So you create different notebooks. So here we have our Future Ready brand. And so here we have different sources. So some of these are documents from our drive. Then we have our link to our website. So if you choose any of these sources, it gives you a summary of that source, key topics, and pulls all the information from our website. That is stinking cool, right? It gives you ideas of things it'll generate: a table of contents, a timeline, a briefing doc, a study guide, an FAQ. So let's hit FAQ, and it's going to put it in a new note, giving us an FAQ. We could use this on our website. We could use this anywhere we feel we need to. We can also decide, well, we don't have enough information on some of these things, and we need to provide additional information. All right, while that's generating, we'll come back to that. So we'll go back to our chat. Oh, there it is. So here is frequently asked questions, what types of services, understanding your needs, working with FRC, different offers we have, our commitment to accessibility and inclusion. So it has some FAQs that we can use now on our website or wherever, and then I would add to them. Never use AI straight up and just trust that it's exactly accurate for what you need. But I think you can use a lot of that and then add FAQs that you know are important. All right, so what did I mean that we could do with this? So let's create a 30-day social media calendar. All right, now that's a very basic prompt. I don't have to put a lot of context and things in because it's just going to be pulling from my material that I've loaded in here. It's not going out and finding a bunch of random information that is not related to my business. All right, voila, here we go. Tells me day one. So week one, we're going to focus on entrepreneurship and business growth, because I didn't tell it any goals. If I told it goals, it would have been more specific, and I should have told it goals. So here we go, day one, all the way through, and day 7. So it tells me things I should post, share an inspiring quote about entrepreneurship, and tag relevant business influencers. The other cool thing about this tool is it gives you references. So it tells you what it used to come up with that. So if you're like, where did it come up with that? You can go see what material you have that lists those things. Pretty cool. We're going to have second week spotlight on diversity and inclusion. Talks about those things. Focus on AI and digital transformation. And specific services and offers, again, all with footnotes of where it pulled this material from. Amazing. Week 5, and then throughout the month, some other suggestions. You can say that's good. You can copy it into a Google Doc if you want, or a Word doc. It's amazing what this does and how it sticks to the information that you provided. It also has some suggestions here. You can have it do these things. It's pulled this directly from the content I loaded in. So we use HighLevel as a business item. So you can now add that as a source. If you wanted to have more information about HighLevel software, you could add that as a source so that you could ask more questions relevant to HighLevel. You can put up to 50 resources. For one of my projects, I'm at my max with 50 resources, but that is a lot of resources. I wish they would extend that further. You can then keep notes. All right, so FAQs are kept in a note. If you want to pin this because you love this and you want to keep it, but you don't want to copy it anywhere, you can just pin it and it'll save it as a note. And you can always go back and ask questions of it later. So that is NotebookLM, absolutely one of my favorite AI tools, completely free. Here is AIMind as promised, AIMind.so. This is your prompt generator. So we're going to say try prompt generator, and it tells you how it works if you want to be familiar with that. It gives you your prompt history, which is nice. All right, so that prompt I used was create a 30-day social media calendar for my business. What for? Let's put in here future ready consulting. All right, so this does go out to the internet, but this is not giving us a result. We're not going to get a planner out of this. We are going to get the prompt we should put in. We can create a style, so it'll tell it the tone, and now we're going to generate the prompt. All right, so my one sentence, 10-word prompt or so is now this prompt. This is the entire prompt it would like you to put in to ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot or one of the others. What? So my 10-word prompt is now a paragraph and several bullets. Well, what have they added here? Create a comprehensive 30-day social media calendar tailored for future-ready consulting. It tells it what to focus on. Include a mix of types of posts, informative, engaging, quizzes, behind-the-scenes glimpses. Here's a list of topics. Additional contexts. Include specific examples of engaging post ideas for each type. Provide guidance on how to analyze it, suggest ways to incorporate user-generated content. What? And then when you get your 30-day calendar, after the first response, here is some ways that you can ask it additional questions to get a better answer. Can you provide insights on how to effectively respond to audience comments and messages to enhance engagement? How can we leverage social media analytics to refine the content strategy? So it's giving you additional follow-up conversation so that you can have a literal conversation with your social media planner, which is now ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini. Really handy to have. Really helps you write better prompts. And I can change this. So if I'm like, no, this isn't really what I want my prompt to talk about, then you either reset and create a new prompt, or you copy this prompt you can copy the prompt into one of those ChatGPT or Gemini and then edit it. Okay, I don't want to do quizzes and polls, so I'm going to change that up and put something else in there. All right, so let's reset this and say, create a 30-day social media plan for future-ready consulting that includes relationship building, trust, and brand promotion. All right, I'm just making this up. All right, and then let's do professional, and let's generate a prompt. All right, so we have a new prompt. Now it tells them what to focus on. Your responses should include specific strategies, content ideas, engagement tactics, and metrics for success. We didn't tell it a goal though. And then here is the topics to include in the social media plan, as well as additional context. So this whole prompt all the way down to here should go into your AI tool, and then you can follow up with these questions. So if you don't know how to engineer a prompt, this is a great place to start. Okay, we have covered a ton of information in this webinar about AI. So I think we're going to call it done for this episode. But I hope you've gotten at least one tool you're going to go check out. I hope you're thinking more about AI and how you can use it in your business, school, everyday life, because it can create efficiencies for you and your business, for you as a student, for you as a teacher. So please take one of these tools and check it out. Get in touch with us if you have questions. Comment on your favorite AI tool below in the comments. Subscribe, because we have a lot of great content coming your way that can be used in teaching and business and in life. I'm Janet with Future Ready Consulting. Subscribe. Leave some comments about other topics you'd like to see, other tools you use in your life. And remember, without impact, it doesn't matter.